when I turned myself in, the guard who was processing me, she said it was the longest process she'd ever had to do because there were so many charges on me, and she wanted to know what had really happened. Where did you really go? Where'd you really go? I ended up telling her. I mean, I think she was I think a lot of the guards were surprised, but they were proud that I did it. I was alright. When I got in there was a couple girls that I knew. And I was okay at first until it got to be nighttime, until it was lockdown time.
That first night?
Yeah, and I was a mess. I was a mess. I got into my cell, and I finally looked in the mirror, and I had black makeup all underneath my eyes, and I couldn't believe nobody had told me. I was a mess. I cried for hours and hours and hours. My mom was bringing her up to see me every Thursday. Somebody would bring her up to see me every Sunday. But it was through that damn video phone, and she doesn't pay attention. She doesn't know me.
Right.
Well, the first time I went to court for my bond reduction, they had brought her. But when I had walked in, and I was in handcuffs and shackles, and Brenna looked at me and she had a pacifier in her mouth, and she was sitting on my brother's lap, and she eyed me, and her eyes got all wide, and she kept leaning forward, and her binky fell out of her mouth. I mean, she knew me.
You were in there for methamphetamine addiction?
I was in there for everything.
Everything?
Everything. I was, basically you get a treatment plan, and I was, I had alcohol dependency, you know, marijuana dependency, cocaine dependency, meth dependency. Basically, I would use anything in order to make myself not feel.
Right.
So, rehab was different. It's a safe environment, it's a safe place, but they make you go through and take care of, do you want that? They make you take care of issues that you have. Issues that I have with grief about losing my grandma. It was a really big issue for me. That was one of my number one reasons why I kept using. Some other issues about my dad and so on. It's a place where you're safe and where you can discuss these things, go over with counselors and learn about stuff. So it had a big impact on me. It really, really, really did. Got out of treatment, came home. My birthday was like a week later. I had my first sober birthday. Very first sober birthday. I got out of treatment July 22nd. My birthday was August 12th. I was kind of embarrassed.
Oh, yeah?
I was kind of ashamed. I got a lot of negative feedback. When I went out, people would look at me and point at me, and I was that girl. I got a lot of negative feedback. It seemed more negative than positive. Sometimes it was, I got a letter while I was in jail, and a woman had wrote in and said, you know, my son is in the Knox County Jail right now. He is an addict. I really like that you said addicts are not throwaway people. My son is not a throwaway person. He has a problem and he needs help with it. And so that really touched me. Somebody had left a letter, or it was a psalm. Somebody had stuck it in my mom's mailbox, and it had just really related to how my mom was feeling at the time. So I mean, we did get positive feedback, but I remember going to Sirloin Stockade to get something to eat, and there was this couple sitting at the table, and when I walked past, I had Brenna in my arms, and I got the evilest look that I've ever seen from anybody, and I almost wanted to be like, yeah, I'm her. Yeah, that's me. You know, yeah. And this is what I did, and this is what I'm doing now. So, I mean, I was glad to put it out there. It helped a lot of people to see things differently. It really did. Just having that woman say, you know, addicts are not throwaway people. People addicted to drugs, they have a problem. They have, and I go to Bridgeway now, and they compare addiction to diabetes. It's when you are diagnosed with this, you have a treatment plan. You have certain things you have to do to keep yourself healthy. There's certain things that I have to do to keep myself clean. I have to go to meetings. I have to call people in recovery. I have to not be around certain people that are using or that I know are using. I have to have a plan for situations. There's certain things that I have to do. So I'm glad that it got put out there that, you know, I may have been a huge I may have been. But look at all I've done now. Honestly, it wasn't as hard as I thought it'd be. But I have a driving force. I have her.
Yeah.
I have a reason. It's harder for people that are just out there that don't. I have a very supportive I have a very supportive family. My sisters, my brother, and my dad in Montana. My dad's in recovery. He's been clean for 2 years. He knows about recovery. It's just not using. It's not using. That's not recovery. Recovery is learning how to live without using drugs. It's not just not getting high. It's changing your behaviors. When I started using, I was a evil, hateful bitch. I didn't care about anybody but myself. I mean, I was evil. I was mean. I was hateful. And I have to change those behaviors. Just because I quit using doesn't mean I'm still not mean and conniving and manipulative, and I lie and I cheat. And I mean, those are all behaviors that you have to learn how to not do. It's a big thing. It's a 12-step program. You have to work the steps. The first step is admitting that you are powerless, that your life is unmanageable. I mean, there's a lot to it. I think it's all about behaviors while I'm using. I think it's all about who I had become. I hated who I had become. I hated who I was. I didn't know what to do when I woke up in the morning if I wasn't getting high. I didn't know how to live. I didn't know how to do anything. I didn't know how to have fun. I didn't know what fun was anymore. I didn't know what I enjoyed to do because I hadn't done anything without getting high for so long. I didn't know what fun was anymore. I mean, I have fun now. I know what fun is now. Just sitting here, hanging out with people, watching some good movies, eating some good food.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoy myself. Every morning when we wake up, she drinks chocolate milk and watches SpongeBob and crawls around and acts a fool. And I love it. It is, I can laugh. I can laugh so hard. I couldn't laugh before. I didn't laugh anymore. I didn't laugh. I have a genuine laugh. And I laugh now. And I can carry the message now. It's not so much as I'm doing recovery for me now. Now it's almost like I'm doing it for others. I got into the program for her. I stayed in the program for me. I realized that having this, being able to laugh and smile and enjoy life, that's worth every second of going through what I had to go through in the beginning. Being able to enjoy my life now, I have no complaints about my life right now. I'm busy. Drug court saved me. I mean, I can complain about all the stuff that I have to do, but there's so much structure right now that I need this structure. If it wasn't for me having this structure in my life, I wouldn't make it. I wouldn't make it. If I could go where I wanted to go and do what I wanted to do when I first started, I sure the hell wouldn't have been going to Bridgeway and wouldn't have been doing the things that I do that brought me to where I am right now. Yeah. If it wouldn't have been, I mean, I can complain all I want to, but drug court and Bridgeway truly have had such an impact on me being able to be clean and sober and happy today. I know if it wouldn't have been for me getting into drug court, I couldn't trust myself not to. From the time that you wake up until you go to sleep, everything that you have goes into taking care of this whole person. Everything that you have. You have to make sure they eat and sleep and diaper change and baths and clothes and fun and it's not easy. It's the hardest thing that I've ever done in my whole life. It's worth it. It's worth it to see her smile and laugh and play, but it's so hard. It is so hard, and you get so frustrated. So many times I've said I just need a break. I just need a break. I just need a day off. But you don't get a day off in motherhood. You don't get a day off in motherhood, huh?